Good evening, everybody. DV Radio is sponsored by Nightcap Productions as well as Shooters Express. Grab What the Forecast and Backseat Navigator on your iOS and Android devices right now. Live in the state of North Carolina and looking for a reputable and inexpensive firearms store complete with the range? Head to Belmont, North Carolina and go into Shooters Express for more information on their cheap prices for concealed carry classes, monthly new deals, and much more. Head to shootersexpress.com. And now, on to Barracks Talk.
Radio.
We need to start making these pre-shows more interesting. I have nothing to put into the fucking podcast anymore.
Oh, shit.
Oh, good. Transracial man born white says he feels Filipino.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
Let's get it started in here. Get this party started on a Saturday night. I'm on a highway to hell all night long. 'Cause I got friends in low places where they play that funky music, white boy. And I don't want to miss a thing. I'm alive, yeah.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
This is Barracks Talk. It's DV Radio.
Google broke the toilet.
But I think I just broke my desk.
Tonight, Google is planning on taking over the world.
You can dip Brussels sprouts in chocolate to make them look like cake pops.
$15 is a little steep for a bag of dicks. It should be like $14.99.
I'm pretty easy to please.
Not even want to touch it as much as I want to.
Are you sure?
And we just went there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio. Yeah, you listen to the podcast there, young man.
You're tuned in to WDVR on dvradio.net or by searching DV Radio on the free Live 365 app on your mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on WDVR, dvradio.net. This is Barracks Talk Live. It is September 7th, 2019. Another month closer to the end of 2019. 2020 is almost amongst us. I'm Boner Wood. We've got Oink, Google, and Frosty in with us tonight. Recoil went to the camp this weekend because, hunting and all that good shit's getting ready to start up. Marquis Davis, nobody's heard from him except the post that he put over on his page, apparently. He got into some trouble tried to acquire some flat screen televisions. Not sure what went on there. DV6 said he may or may not be on at the start of the show, so I guess that means he's not on at the start of the show. Said he might be in at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's 6. Nobody fucking knows. He doesn't know his whole... Anyway, I'm not going there. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
Hello, 2 more people. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, McFly.
Somebody else having mute issues tonight?
Yeah, I had my headset muted as well as on an actual Zoom app. So don't double mute. Don't do it. It's not good.
Don't double mute. Google is busy at the moment. That's why she hasn't answered. So that is all good. So yeah, we got a few things to get through tonight. As you heard at the beginning of the show, we have a new sponsor, Shooters Express. We cannot thank them enough for wanting to sponsor DV Radio. So please check out shootersexpress.com right now if you're looking for a very inexpensive place to get your concealed carry permit and you live in North Carolina. Head on over there. You can do classes for $29.95, and of course they have major deals for more people in a class as well. Every month they have new deals on their website. It's a great place. They're down in Belmont, North Carolina, in the Charlotte area. So go check them out. And again, thank you, Shooters Express, for wanting to sponsor DV Radio. I don't know what you guys were smoking when you done that, but thank you.
keep it lit. Keep it lit.
Keep inhaling.
Friends.
Don't stop inhaling, please. Whatever you do. But yeah. So that was a huge milestone for us this week. Of course, we got Nightcap Productions. Can't thank Mr. Billy King enough for sponsoring us for the past 2 years now. What the Forecast is a beautiful weather app. Do you or you Oink or Frosty, you want to tell anybody about What the Forecast really quick?
It's a great app for checking out your weather, and it makes you, depending on what settings you have it at, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas of what the weather is doing.
Yeah, personally, I think everybody should have it on the uncensored setting, the most explicit setting that you could possibly have if you want to get a real laugh out of your day. It's something new, different. Not too many people know about it, honestly. You'd be surprised at how many people don't know about it. So tell your friends, your co-workers, your family members, and even that little dipshit down by the watering hole that you can't stand about What the Forecast.
For example, tonight's it's saying us that it's wet and slippery, and to get your head out of the fucking gutter, you pervert.
Now that is a weather app that I want. Also, Nightcap Productions has a GPS navigator. It's fucking hilarious. Backseat navigator. Oink, I believe you've used it before, correct?
I've actually used it to get down to your house, and if it can find your house out in the middle of BFF, fucking E, it can find any place. But yeah, I mean, it's an adult rated app for the most part. It will steer you in the right direction, and if you happen to miss your mark, it'll let you know with some funny call signs, like you Trump fucking. I forget what they call it. It's hilarious. You got to check it out yourself because she comes up with some weird, out of the blue names for you that you probably never heard before in your life. So my son was laughing his ass off. I had to turn the settings down a little bit for that, but whenever she called me a name, he was up in backseat laughing. So it was great.
Yeah, one of the things I do love about Backseat Navigator is the fact that you can have it on full profanity or you can have it on zero profanity if you've got the kids in there or someone of religious prodigy, But it's fun for the whole family. It really, truthfully is. And if you're by yourself, crank that bitch all the way up to 100% explicit adult language and have fun. Again, that's What the Forecast and Backseat Navigator. Grab them on your iOS and Android devices. And if you can spare a few dollars, buy out the ads, and that helps Nightcap Productions, which in turn helps DV Radio. Whoa! So Nightcap Productions, Shooters Express, our two huge sponsors. Thank you again for wanting to sponsor DV Radio. I've burned that into your head long enough. What I was planning on doing is having Six talk about what the fuck he done this past weekend, but he's not here, so he's going to fuck up my plans for the second part. God damn it. So I guess if you guys want to, while we're talking here at Barracks Talk on dvradio.net, you can ask questions in chat on dvradio.net/chat about what it takes for us to make a show. A lot of people think that I just press buttons. Do any of you want to comment on that?
Sure, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, I guess. I mean, after we're losing our streaming licensing company, the first one earlier in the year, going to this one we have now, it opened my eyes a lot. Not only from the aspect of all the rules, regulations, and certain things that they wanted and required you to do, to simply the music licensing themselves. If you don't have it physically, a digital copy like a CD or something along those lines, that brothers, uncles, cousins, friends copy that they burnt you 3 years ago does not work. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer for some of the requests and stuff to happen, because we're building up the library slowly as we go. and it takes money. And I know I put just about everything I've owned and can find and whatnot on there. And, even some of the ones I buy, onesie twosies from, Apple iStore, whatever that I personally like, I share it with the radio just because of that fact that we're trying to get the library built up. But it was eye-opening to me, like I said, just to see the amount of, just the music side of the house of what goes on. And, and that's not counting the shows, the rendering of all that stuff that Bo does. And holy shit, man. And we've obviously tasked Frosty to help us out. I mean, getting the shows, the musics, the different stuff. And we at work sometimes we'll sit there and collaborate, and even then it takes two of us to go through that shit.
It's been a lot of work, even though I'm not doing a whole lot other than putting lists together and saying, yep, it's working, or hey, this didn't quite work right. You might want to try it again.
Well, you guys did help me a lot before I brought you on, quote unquote, full time with the podcast. And we're still doing that, which is fucking a nightmare in of itself. What opens your eyes on that part? Because I know I've told you guys, due to music licensing, we cannot have music on our podcast. So I'm taking it out slowly but surely, and then we'll be able to be on Spotify. But other than obviously the rules and regulations, did anything new get brought to the limelight per se for either one of you with that?
To me, the biggest eye opener for me was all time. While it doesn't seem like it's extremely difficult, like a physically tasking type of job, like out there cutting up logs and wood and what have you, but time consuming. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of dedication to sit there. And if you listen to a track and you got to back it up a couple of seconds and you got to find that right spot and find it again, and boom, now you got it. Okay, write it down or, enter it into your spreadsheet or whatever you're doing with it to finding the end of it. Okay, there it is. Now you stop. It's just, like I said, is it difficult? No. Is it time consuming? Yes. Now, if you take that for one song times all the songs, or for example, a podcast, which usually goes from an hour to Barracks talk of a 2 hours time frame, and you find all these starts and stops, and you have to, where you're going to edit it or insert something. Again, to me, it was just, wow, the time that it takes. And for one person, for the most part, it's been Bo. I mean, holy shit, dude.
Well, and like what you mentioned with the finding the times and everything, that I found it depended on which app you were using to listen to it. One app will give you one time, another app will give you a different time, and then Bo brings it up on the master, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I think we were trying to put together the Frag Out Drag Out introduction, and I still cannot find that fucking that soundbite that Nevermore wants in the introduction, because none of the times match up at all for that one fucking podcast. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, I can't find it. I'll let you guys find it later. Like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. But yeah, it for the most part, it is time consuming. What Frosty and Oink were or have been doing since before I brought them on full time, you can't sit there and have goody two-shoe moments for the most part with somebody else while you're doing that. You really can't, because like Oink said, you'll be sitting there and you'll be listening to the podcast, whether you're fast forwarding through it or whatever. And then all of a sudden, we're at a break. I got to jot that down really quick. And if you miss that and then I miss it, I'm kind of fucked, because we're trying to cut down on editing time is what we're doing. And just to put it into perspective, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. For every minute, it takes about 4 minutes to edit. And that's no joke. I worked on the last Frag Out Drag Out, which was an hour and 1 minute and some odd seconds long. And it took just over 9 hours. And yes, I did put in sound clips and stuff like that. But when you get down to the nitty gritty where you cut things together, you cut out awkward pauses like that and stuff to make it match right and to get it down for time and stuff like that. That alone right there is enough for some people to be like, fuck this, I'm out the door. Like, and then you gotta realize that I don't just listen to a show once or twice. I listen to it while I'm editing it. I go back and re-listen to it after I've edited that one spot. So say Oink and Frosty say something right now. And then I go back and I edit it so you guys can understand what they say. I go and make sure that I can hear it on my headphones. I can hear it on my laptop speakers. And then I can hear it on my sound system that I got. And I edit in mono. If you don't know what mono is, that is not stereo. That's if you've got one speaker in front of you. That's what it is. You've got no bass. You've got no subwoofer. And a lot of people are like, why do you do that? Well, if you're in a car, you're not sitting in the middle of the fucking car on your console listening to a goddamn song or show. You're listening to it on the driver's side or the passenger side every time. 9 times out of 10, you're on the driver's side or passenger side. And you're not hearing it in the center. So if I edit it in mono, 9 times out of 10, no matter what you listen to it on, you can hear everything from bass to treble to mid-range to every little thing you can imagine. Now, there are some things that cannot be picked up except for on a sound system or something with a subwoofer. I get that. That's perfectly fine. That's stuff that isn't important. But I edit in mono and then I render in stereo. That way, everybody gets the luxuries of everything. Nogs asked a question that I've been asked a few times. What kind of programs do we use? It depends on what we're doing. One thing is Reaper. Reaper. We use Reaper religiously. And a lot of people are like, why don't you use Adobe's editing software or Mixer or 9,000 other fucking things that cost out the ass that we don't have the money for? Reaper, number one, made what Adobe uses years ago. Adobe bought it from them and turned it into the shit show that it is now, which is a monthly paid subscription piece of shit. Reaper is 10 times better because it comes with 99% of that for free. On top of that, a actual business license for anybody is really cheap. It's under $100. It really is cheap. Myself and Recoil use that all the time. That's the only thing I use to edit now. Completely. That's all I use to edit audio. What we use to record is Audacity. That's completely free as well. We have to use WinApp for when we do live shows just because of the coding that we have for our Live 365 ads and for the DMCA that regulates all the music licensing and copyright and all that bullshit so that all the coding can go through WinApp, go through our BUTT, which is broadcast using this broadcast using this something, I can't remember. We call it BUT. But WinApp goes through BUT, then it goes through Live 365, and they get all of their royalties back at the big ass fucking label companies, and then we get our revenue from Live 365 and all that good stuff. So that's why we use WinApp. I hate WinApp. I fucking despise it, but it's the best thing for Live 365, and it's the easiest. What we use for telecommunications, where we've got Oink, Frosty, Google, DV6, Marquee, Recoil, Nevermore, everybody else when you hear a live show, is Zoom. We even use it for pre-records and meetings. We all use that. So we don't use a shit ton. I also use Voicemeter. That's free as well, but you can buy it. But I think we donated a couple $2 to it. Voicemeter, what it is basically your soundboard. It's a virtual soundboard. You have your hardware inputs, you have your virtual inputs, and what I'm talking on is the main hardware input. Oink, Frosty, could you say something really quick?
Say something really quick.
There you go.
I'm going to say something really slow.
They're on track 2, which is the second hardware input, but it's through a virtual cable. It's just like
I wanted to say something real quick.
Well, I figured you were still on the phone with your mommy and daddy.
No, because you weren't paying attention. Because you were busy talking, explaining these things.
Yeah, because DV6 is going to fuck it up. But that's all the software.
She cannot argue that fact. Look at her. She cannot argue that.
Right.
Nope.
Yes, that's all the software.
Roll.
That is all the software that we use. Voicemeter, Reaper, Audacity, WinApp, BUTT, and Zoom. 6 things. it's a lot at the end of the day, but it's totally worth it. Any other questions anybody else might have about what we do here at DV Radio? Anybody? Oh, BUTT stands for broadcast using this tool. Sorry. I couldn't.
There you go.
That's why it's but.
I could not remember what the last T was for. I was like, it's not software. What the fuck is the T stand for? Fuck, I've been using it all these years. Oh, fuck. So,
Yeah. It's okay because my math teacher doesn't know what 1 + 9 + 4 is, and she's been teaching math for all these years.
That's the gist of what we use here at DV Radio. I talked a little bit about the time frame of editing a show. Editing a promo, that's another story. So, promos work a little bit differently than your normal shows, pre-recorded or live. Reason being is because you want to get it within a 30 to 45 second time frame 9 times out of 10. We do whatever the fuck we want because we're DV Radio and this is our fucking station. That being said, we try to keep the speaking aspects to no more than 45 seconds. When we put it together, what's the average cost per episode? That I'll come back to. When we put it all together for a promotion, the creative side, that can take anywhere from a few minutes all the way up to whenever myself, DV6, Google, Oink, Frosty, Nevermore, Objective Zero, or whoever the client is happy and satisfied with the dry cut. A dry cut, they usually don't hear music. All they'll hear is a vocal track of whomever is going to do the last speaking. And they'll hear that and they'll be like, okay, that's good to go. Not every time will they hear a dry cut, and that's just to cut down on time for the actual editing process. Usually we'll get together, for example, Objective Zero, K-Bar Soap, we all got together and I was like, okay, what do you want it to be about? What is the target? And stuff like that. I asked a few different questions depending on who it is. Then we sit down and we figure out what needs to be said at the beginning, the middle, and end. And you have to say Objective Zero at least 3 times. You have to say where you can find Objective Zero at least 3 times or 2 times. Whatever gets the point across about that out. And then we go and we record it and we put music behind it. And again, that is the 4-to-1 ratio. For every minute that there is, it takes about 4 minutes to edit. And the reason being is because I don't care how professional a voice actor you are, no matter how long you've talked, you cannot keep the same tone of voice throughout an entire conversation or sentence. It's impossible. You cannot do it. So when I go into edit, I try to make sure that everything's at the pretty much balanced level in the vocal track. Then I'll put the music behind it. Then I'll play the music by itself. I'll see how low it is. If it sounds okay, then I'll put the vocal track on top of it. And that's where it gets really tricky. I've had moments where the vocal track was perfectly, on par with the music, and the music didn't have to be turned down that much, and you could distinguish the two from one another. And then I've had other moments where you could not hear the background track, and you could only hear the vocal track, and then at the end you get this big, loud fucking ending to the fucking music. And I hate that. But that's what the client wants. I don't like doing that, but if that's what the client wants, I'll do it. I hate that. I really fucking do. So usually I'm like, don't attach my name to that. I've actually told some people. Yeah, I've actually told some people, please don't tell anybody where this came from. I'd be happy to do more for you in the future. Just let's keep it between us. They think that's kind of shady, but at the same time, I don't want somebody thinking I'm so stupid that I don't know how to control volume in a track. I do. That's not what I wanted. That's what the client wanted. But as for the average cost per episode, what are you talking about, Noggs? Are we talking like that's an open-ended question? It's real general. That's kind of hard to navigate. So What questions do you, the host, Google, Oink, and Frosty, have for me while we're waiting on Nogs to answer my question?
Oh, shit. I did not study for this.
Good.
1 + 9 + 4 is 15.
I know, right?
No.
I'm telling you, my math teacher fucking failed math.
Right.
But no, I like I said, I'm just amazed at the time that it takes to put the stuff together, the attention to detail, the constant. I mean, that's not just for one show. Like I said, it's over all the shows, all the syndicated podcasts like that, because obviously you have to take breaks and stuff like that and put into commercials and what have you. So I'm amazed, and I'm still playing catch up.
I'm just glad someone other than me is doing it. Because if it was me, there would never be a radio show.
Oh, and then something that I noticed, and you kind of yelled at us for with the latest episode of Frag Out Drag Out, is we skipped a step when we recorded that one. We forgot to leave a break. And so it's trying to remember to put that in there. And then when you're recording, it's like, okay, so it needs to be right about this time. There's that fudge factor to it, but you still got to remember, okay, yep, halfway through, all right, we need to take a quick break. Now what?
Yeah, so that's another thing ever since we moved over to the Live 365 that a lot of people don't understand. With a place like this, we have to insert ads, and we have a minimum of 2 minutes per ad break, but we have to have at least 4 minutes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, during an hour. On a normal music day, when there's no shows, every hour you've got a 60-second ad break, so you get probably 2 actual ads in a 60-second break. And then you have 4 of those in an hour. Whereas when we have a show, I try to break it down where you have 2 and then you have 1, or you have 1 and then you have 2, and I can get away with it. And Live 365 is pretty cool. Thanks to all of you listeners, we bring in a shit ton of revenue for them. I think we pulled in like $1,500 last time. So thank you guys so much. I know you guys hate the ads, but it helps us to be able to have a little bit of leniency with this wonderful fucking company. Thank you, Live 365, if you're listening. So that's why we have to do breaks the way we do. And it has to be every hour. It has to be. That's why I do the 60-second or so at the top of the hour for Barracks Talk. And then I'll do a 60-second or 2-minute one when we do our first break. I know a lot of people still don't like that, but yeah. Billable hours to average cost versus, all the software licenses, music, etc. It's depending on what kind of show we're doing there, Nogs. As for licensing for music, we cannot afford to have something like Leonard Skinner or any actual fucking artist out there. We cannot afford that. It's impossible for us to be able to afford that. I'm sure we could make a deal with somebody where we could use their music, but right now we just don't have the time or the resources. As far as average cost for the software, I think we've spent monthly. Damn. Couple hundred, Google, maybe? Give or take?
I don't know, because I never have to go. I really don't go into the books that much for DV radio.
I can't. I've got it on my computer, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Let's say between 100 and 150 per month.
Again, I did not study for this portion.
As far as music, as far as music itself for our shows, like we play here on dvradio.net through Live 365, that can average anywhere from $8 all the way up to $50, depending on the song, on how many songs we got. Monthly, we do have a pool music that we buy from. It's $13 a month. So you add that in on top of the music that we may have to buy already. So you're looking at anywhere from $60 to $100 per month right now. Someone asked about Snafu's Music Hour, which we are still planning on doing. The reason we haven't done it yet is that's $300 up front. Plain as day, $300 for his music. Not gonna lie, I'm telling you the truth. Oink and Frosty has seen it. It's about $300. We have, I think, 5 of the songs on his list. So,
oh boy. So in 3 years, we'll have a snafu music hour.
Right. That's why, we try to let everybody know this is why you need to go to Patreon if you're able to afford it. This is why we are asking for sponsors or someone who wants to donate. We know a lot of you can't, and that's perfectly fine. We don't want you to go out of your way or to put yourself in a hole whatsoever. But for those that can afford it and are saying somebody else will do it, don't put it on the guy that feels bad because they're listening to DV radio and haven't given any money. Don't be that guy. So that's an average cost per show. If I were to charge DV radio, i.e. DV6 and Google, we're not talking like professional hours, but it would cost anywhere from $250 to $500. No joke.
And I would tell you're fired.
Right. Well, that's actually a deal. I actually was looking the other day, and there was a audio editor that was charging anywhere from 12 to 5, and I was like, nope, no, thank you. That's good. We'll continue on our own. Goodbye. Good luck. I wasn't looking for an audio editor. I was just wanting to look at average, pricing and stuff. And I was like, nope, not happening. Not fucking happening, dude.
Bo's like, I'm going on vacation soon, so I need somebody who can do this. How much is my vacation going to cost?
Well, it's like me and DV6 actually done a rundown one time. I could be making anywhere from 80 to 100 grand a year doing what I do. I was like, you realize I'm doing this for free, right?
Well, it's because you don't have a college degree in this.
None of them do either, just so you know. But we need to take a break. We'll come back. We'll try to put all this together so you guys understand. Maybe DV6 will be with us. Who knows? Until then, listen to the break. We'll be back after these messages.
DV Radio.
On the next episode of Media Litter Sandwich.
Is, oh great, now I'm a business. I thought I was just gonna make stuff and have fun or write scripts or something. I didn't know I actually had to work. What's that?
Exactly. It's just basically the process of taking what could be a hobby into a career, something that, you'll be able to support yourself off of. We do that through, we have what are called artist talks there.
Nothing to watch on TV. That's why you're listening to Barrett's Talk on DVRadio.net, WDVR.
This ain't reality TV! It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal!
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Oh, well, isn't that special?
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
Mama said that. My mom.
Good day, sir!
Now class is dismissed, gentlemen.
You're listening to WDVR, only on DVRadio.net.
And we're back to Barracks Talk here on WDVR, DVRadio.net. Woo! And the break, you did hear that Tuesday, starting at 1907 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Media Litter Sandwich is all new. This week on Media Litter Sandwich are veterans that work with Studio 1219, an art gallery that holds free art workshops for veterans. Something about veterans talking about painting pretty pictures makes Toadin happy. Again, that's Media Litter Sandwich right here on DVRadio.net Tuesday at 1907 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Monday is an all-new Security Sucks podcast. That is at 1705 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chuck's career started as an investigator and moved into private security to do EP work in Colombia. Yeah, he said Colombia. Now, sometime later, he is running training in Afghanistan. Hear his story. That's Security Sucks podcast this Monday, 1705 p.m. Eastern, here on DVRadio.net as well. And to give you guys a heads up, Up in Arms, as well as Honorable Discharge, will be returning soon. I spoke to Danny Mac and Mr. Ron. What's the dude's last name? Ripley. That's the Air Force guy's name. I know his name. I really do. I talk to him as much as I can. Love that guy. But Danny Mac from Up in Arms and Ron Ripley of Honorable Discharge, which is exclusively here on dvradio.net, will be returning very, very soon. We have a video ad that Ron made that we want to put out, but we can't just quite yet because we have to edit out something that we can't talk about on air that I have to show Oink and Frosty, and it's going to be hilarious. But anyway, they're coming. They're going to be returning back very, very soon, and we cannot wait. But Sunday night at 8 p.m., that's 2000 for all of our military people, Eastern Standard Time, Marquis Davis of Marquis Dirty 30 and Barracks Talk joins PTSDog Sunday live right here on dvradio.net to discuss what? Civil rights and the ADA. Who better to ask than Marquis Davis about civil rights and the ADA? You can join them both right here tomorrow night on dvradio.net and ask questions during the show. Please don't miss the Service Dog Show with PTSDog tomorrow night, Sunday, September 8th at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on WDVR, dvradio.net, or listen live on the free live 365 app if you're in Canada, America, or the United Kingdom. And I'm sorry for everybody in Australia. If you're listening to us on podcast, they haven't extended their license to Australia yet. Hopefully that comes in the very near future. We're trying to get them to do that at Live 365, but it costs a shit ton of money to license a whole country to be able to play music and listen to other things. So, whoa! Okay. Is there anything that I need to go in to detail or anything else that I missed at the start of the show about editing and shows and stuff like that? Or a question that I missed?
We got it covered. It was just, looking for questions. If anybody else had any.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I did elaborate a little bit more on DV Radio's chat on dvradio.net/chat about the cost. We are not a huge professional fucking media company, so we can't charge outrageous prices that make no sense.
I mean, we could, but it wouldn't make any sense.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I had a company come to me one time while I was here at DV Radio. They wanted me to give them an ad package. They wanted 2 30-second ads, us make them, record them, all of that. And they wanted to know how much it would cost. And I said, $300. If you want it, $300. Yeah, we can't do that. We don't have enough in our marketing for that. We just supplied our entire store, and we just can't do that. I said, dude, you're not going to get a better deal than that for 2 30-second ads, us doing all the work. I said, and us playing them. You're not going to get a better deal. I promise you.
Yeah, right?
Apparently, he was looking for a handout. Come out to find out later because he went to 3 or 4 other people before someone actually gave him a deal or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But to put it into perspective, if you go right now to any voiceover artist or anything like that website, they pay you by the they charge you by the word. Some of them charge you not by the word but by the length of time. And 9 times out of 10, 30 seconds costs anywhere from $150 to $200 just to record what they're saying. That does not include editing or music or playback or anything. You go to somewhere like an FM station and ask them to play your ad. You have to pay those people at minimum $1,500 for one rotation, and one rotation gets you 7 plays normally. That's 1 play a day. That's $1,500 for a 30-second spot for 1 time a day for 7 days. If you add all that together, you're already looking at $2,000 fucking dollars for a 30-second ad, and they didn't want to pay $300 for 2 30-second ads. Us do all the work and promote them. I think that's a fucking deal. Maybe I'm losing my goddamn mind. I don't know.
Maybe we should ask Martha's math or Google's math teacher. She could explain the difference.
I don't think she can. I'm telling you, she fucking failed math.
You got to tell us that story for our listeners.
I don't want to even give her the title professor.
You got to give our listeners
that is what she is.
You got to tell the story for our listeners, people.
Oh my god, it's such a long fucking story.
You can shorten it really fucking quickly.
It's not just one incident.
Okay,
it's
talk
like
about
20.
Talk about the two main ones that happened this week. Before 6 gets on.
All right, so 2 days ago, we were going over word problems and shit, and she gave the answer, and then some of the kids got it wrong, so they were like, "Well, can you go through it?" So she's like, "Okay." So here I am. I do the math on my own paper. I don't just copy blindly what she's writing on the board. And she was adding 998 plus 411. All right. So she adds those two, then she goes to the next one and the next one. And finally, I'm like, why is my answer not matching hers? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I look up, and she's got the very first addition incorrect. Because she got 8 plus 1 is 9. Then 9 plus 1 is 10. So you put the 1 on top of the 9 and the 4. And she added 1 plus 9 plus 4 is 15. I'm like, how the fuck is this 15?
That
so
lady
she tries
is
to explain
stuck
it.
on 15, ain't she?
Oh my god.
She playing dominoes.
No, right? Then, not this past week, the week before, she multiplies. We're trying to find like prime factors or whatever. I don't fucking know. But she's multiplying, and she multiplies 8 times 8, writes 48 on the board. And again, nobody says anything. And I'm like, how's 8 times 8 48? And she looks at it. She goes, oh, I meant 44. The smart kid in the front of the class goes, well, it's 64. She's like, that's right. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Like, what is wrong with you? Today, in the same day that she messed up the 1 plus 9 plus 4 incident, she was going through another word problem that was like, you're wrapping a present and you put a ribbon around it, right? How much length do you need for the ribbon? She tells us what the answer is. She's asked to explain it. So she draws the little box on the board. She gets the length, the height, the width, all that jazz. Then she goes, now you multiply the length twice, you multiply the height twice, and you multiply the width twice. So she does all that, and then she's like, and then you add 15 because that's how much you need for the bow. Her answer came out to 73, but she had told us the correct answer was 81. I'm like, how is the answer you just got on the board different than what you said the correct answer is?
Wait. Wait, you just fucked my head. To get the area, you would square everything.
No, but it's just a ribbon.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just a thin ribbon.
Right, so you don't need the area.
Right. No, but she multiplied the length by 2. She multiplied the height by 2. And she multiplied the width by 2.
Oh my god.
And then added it all up. And then added 15. So what she wrote on the board was the answer was 73. But the correct answer was 81. And now she's having a hard time trying to figure out where she went wrong in her calculation on the board to where she got 73 and not 81. And then she goes, oh, well, you have to multiply the height times 4. And I'm like, and you're teaching us.
Just a question. Are these classes being held by the same college or university, Boston University, that AOC went to?
No.
Okay,
no.
Just figured I'd ask because it sounds a little familiar. Maybe she got her economics degree from there. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm like, so she does not even hold the title of professor in my opinion. That's why I call her my teacher.
Wow.
It's just but I'm like, holy shit. But every time that I ask a question, because like I said, no one else asks. They just they copy down what she says, and then they're still confused. And then when I realize that something's wrong in what she's saying, I correct her, and then they're even more confused than they were to begin with. Because then they're like, wait, what? What just happened?
She can't be wrong.
Right.
Well, I'm still confused. I'm not gonna lie.
About how 1 + 9 + 4 is 15, or about how
The
she
fucking
didn't
surface area.
how she didn't know what to multiply for a piece of ribbon.
Fucking, I learned it was because there's 6 sides. It's 6 times whatever the length cubed, and that's your surface area. Or you can do something like,
You do the length squared plus the width squared plus the height to the 4th power.
that's 6 times the length of each side, because each side should be the same unless it's a rectangle. That's what I'm saying. Unless it's a rectangle.
It was a rectangle. It wasn't a...
Okay, so you say each of those times 2.
Right,
Plus,
that's what she
and
did.
then add up. No, you say like side A times 2 plus side 2 times 2 plus side 3 times 2, and then you add all those together, and that's your surface area.
No, but you needed to do the height twice, because you wrap the ribbon one way all the way around and then the other way all the way around, so you get the height twice.
Okay, then
So you
do that one
multiply 4
twice.
times. Don't fucking ask me to explain this shit, because I don't fucking know, because she got it wrong and then had to
But didn't
kind of
you say
backtrack and
cube?
try to figure out where she went wrong.
But didn't you
I'd
say
have to see the whole thing because it's got me all confused. I'm going to tie the knot here.
I'm pretty sure you said to the 4th power, though. That's where I got confused.
Oh man, the height you had to multiply by 4, but on the board when she showed us, she multiplied it by 2, and so her answer on the board was 73, but the correct answer was 81.
Okay, I think
And then she
somewhere
had to
you
figure
said.
out why she got it wrong.
I think somewhere you said to the 4th power, which is what really fucked with my head. That's why I was like. That's why I was like, whoa, that's a long ass piece of fucking ribbon right there. I don't care what.
I don't know all this math shit, but at least I know that 1 + 9 + 4 is 14 and not 15. And I know that 8 times 8 is 64 and not 48 or 44.
Well, I was sitting here and I was like, if you've got a normal size box, if you fucking 4th power that fucking one fucking number, that's a long ass fucking piece of ribbon. Like, I was like, you're gonna have
She's
way
gonna
more.
be delivering that ribbon on a fucking spool from hell.
I was like,
Hey, well, I asked her, I said, well, I don't wrap ribbon around a package but I was like, if I do put a piece of ribbon around it, I only wrap it once. Like, I don't go all fancy, like doing the length all the way around and the width all the way around. No, I do the width. Like once. And
well,
I just get some little sticky
and then
balls.
she got even more confused, and she's like, well, I guess it's not really worded very clearly, so I'll have to edit it for the next class.
wait, she made these
okay.
problems?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Right. And then she still got it wrong when she wrote it out on the board.
Oh my god.
Tell her to use the book.
I feel like it's part of Catch Me If You Can with Matt Damon and Tom Hanks, where he goes into the fucking college class and he acts like he's the teacher. Or no, it was high school, when he first went to high school. That's right. He walks in and those kids are being mean to him, and the kid shows up and he puts his shit down and he starts writing on the chalkboard. He's like, my name is Mr. And I'm like, oh my god, this is what they become. They come this math teacher. Fucking hell. Well, we know how Google's week was. How was yours, Oink?
Mine wasn't too bad. I got to play on some different equipment this week, so, it wasn't too bad.
I heard that If you'd been a woman, there'd been a puddle.
That there would have been. In case you didn't see the picture, I was on a single drum roller, which is what they use to make smooth surfaces on asphalt, pound it down. It's got a little vibration machine inside the roller that vibrates the living shit out of you. So I was running this up and down this gravel road that's along a perimeter fence of the base, so they could get out there and fight fires and stuff. And needless to say, when you're on that thing for about 8 hours a day, it shakes the living shit out of you.
When you first get off of that damn thing, you got that tingling sensation in your forearms.
Oh, the forearms, your legs. You're not sure if you're still vibrating or not. I mean,
like you put your hand on your forearm just to make sure.
You're picking your legs up like you're walking in tall grass because you can't really feel what the hell's going on underneath. You don't know. Oh yeah, that was great.
It's like the classic.
Scared the shit out of him rare too, because I could see tracks where he was dancing in one area, dancing in another area, and then he scooted right underneath the fence. So.
I was gonna say that shaking was probably like a classic cartoon. If you'd went up to a fucking tree, the whole fucking ground would have started shaking.
Oh shit!
Well, Frosty, did you get to ride a steamroller, or did you get to pee on airplanes?
Neither one. I got to be a stripper.
Oh, really now? Ballistical wow wow.
That's how I like to put it. I was, instead of putting paint down, I was stripping it up off the ground, cleaning it up. Had to change a whole bunch of lines on the base this week. Actually, we're going to be working at it for a few weeks now.
Why are you guys striping the base?
Because I paint, and that's where.
Stripping it. No, I didn't ask where you worked. I didn't ask why you were doing it at the base. I asked, why are you guys doing it?
They decided they wanted a whole bunch of lines changed around, so we've got to go through and remove them so we can put new ones back down.
Because it seemed like the right thing to do.
Because it seemed like a good way to waste a shit ton of taxpayers' money.
Yeah, kind of.
Somebody somewhere wasn't happy.
Right. I want to give a shout out to everybody up in Canada and Massachusetts and over in Alaska. And it's not neither one of you guys. And Texas and Omaha, Nebraska, and over in Michigan and all over those places where the rest of you are listening to us live. Yep, I can see where you're at right now. I would tell you what else I could see, but I'm not.
Don't scare the listeners in the chat. They'll never join again.
So Google, I told you I spoke to Six this afternoon or this evening, right?
Yeah, I told you I talked to him too, and he said,
Okay. Well, he said he was really tired and he's yawning and the bird is fighting him. I told him, just stay off tonight. And he said, okay, thanks. Send my thanks to the show. And when we got ready to hang up, he almost said, I love you. And he wanted
Yeah, he told me that too.
He wanted me to pass on that I love you on to you. so DV6 said, I love you. So I gotta tell you guys, Six and I usually talk every fucking day, and in the past couple months where we've had so much going on, it's not been like that. But when we talk to each other and Six hangs up, he either goes, I love you, babe, or see ya, babe, every fucking time. Like,
because it's weird.
Because the only other person he talks to more than me is Google. Like, no joke.
Because he's weird.
So tonight we're talking on the phone and we get ready to hang up. He goes, fuck you.
It's like you play Phenomena again or something, right?
Oh, man.
So in return, while he's screaming at me, fuck you, I go, I love you too, sugar bomb. Oh, shit.
Because he's crazy.
I'll never forget the time we were on Skype. Everything went silent. I yelled at him, and he almost drove off the side of the road because I scared him. I wish I'd had my screen recorder then. If you guys had seen his face.
Man.
Oh, that was fucking, because you could hear it grind on the shoulder of the road because he jumps and he done his fucking shocked face, and I know Google knows what I'm talking about, and he jerked the fucking steering wheel and everything. He's like, what? Like he tried. It was like I was in a Lamaze class with DB6. That's what it sounded like. Oh
my
fuck.
god.
Son of a bitch. Anyway.
Yep.
Woo. Right?
Here we go again.
Oh my god. So, Patreon members, those of you for movie night, we are getting ready to schedule that. I'm sorry that things got out of fucking hand the past couple weeks. We were going to have it this week, and some shit happened, and we couldn't do it. So, we're going to get together, myself, Frosty, and Oink. We're going to come up with a couple of days and let you guys figure out what day is best for you. The one that gets the most votes is the one that we'll take. And if you're one of the ones that, votes more than once, your vote is only going to count once.
One time.
What they fail to realize is I can download the CSV file and see who all voted.
Ooh, now they know.
So
that reminds me of my college comp class, right? We were talking about like writing papers and stuff, and one of the girls in the back, she goes, when I was in high school, anytime that we had to write a paper that had to be a certain amount of letters or characters, and if I didn't make that, I would just change the color of the letters to white so that it blended in with the paper. I'm like, great, now you told the teacher the secret you have. I'm like, good job. Good job. Now we can't use that as a tool.
Wow. Gotta love the smart kids.
I know, right?
I'm glad I was the smart, disruptive kid. I was.
I'm glad no one's really disruptive.
Well, I wasn't disruptive. I was more of the class clown that didn't disrupt. And there were times that I didn't know when to shut the fuck up.
I did feel like an idiot in my college comp class because we had to write a short paper on a topic that I kind of disagree with. But anyway, that's not the point. But then the professor goes, so now what I want you to do before you turn in your papers is to take some time and underline the subject and the verb in every sentence. And I'm like, great. I'm not good at this breaking down sentences thing. I know it's a sentence, but I can't tell you what all the different parts are.
Well, what kills me is they have new terminology for all kinds of things in English too now, and I'm like, how do you just add on to a fucking language? Like, I get adding words and definitions, but adding on to what a fucking complex proverbic pronoun is? No. Like, someone said something to me the other day. They were like, that's a destructive something verb. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? I did.
Well,
I said, I did. I actually said that to them. They tried to explain it to me. I still don't know what the fuck it is.
At first, I didn't want to say anything, but then he wanted us to hand in the papers, and I've got like 4 words underlined out of my page and a half that I have written. So I raised my hand. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know like what the difference is, and like I don't understand all this stuff. And so he goes, is there anyone else who needs assistance with this? Because he knows that I'm not from here, but that's not the point. And so a couple of the other students were like, yeah, I was confused too. I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not the only one. And then what does he do? He pulls out his dry erase marker and walks over to me and goes, here you go, take a sentence from your paper and write it on the board. I'm like, fuck.
I would have been the smartest. Be like, okay, this is the beginning. Here's your middle. This is the end. There, I've identified 3 parts. I'm good.
I remember when they started doing the make a sandwich out of your paper when you write a narrative. And just hear me out. They said make a sandwich out of your paper when you write a narrative. And the sandwiches, you have the introduction, that's your top bun. You have the middle, that's all your lettuce, tomato, pickles, ketchup, hamburger, whatever. On the bottom is your conclusion. That is your bottom bun, and you make a sandwich out of it. And it was when we had to make one-page narratives. And if we didn't have that, then we didn't get it a good grade at all. And I failed that a couple of times because I just started writing. I didn't give a fuck about grammar or anything. I'm going to write. If I'm going to write, I'm going to fucking write the way I want to fucking write. Don't tell me what's right or wrong, okay? It's a...
But what if I'm vegan and I'm like not taking in carbs?
Well, this was back before, we had the paleo fucking eat grass and dirt fucking diet.
Well, a great alternative to eating hamburgers and stuff is eating tree bark and dandelions. Ooh. I learned that today.
Tree bark and dandelions.
Yep. You should eat that instead of your hamburger.
No, because that's what my hamburger eats is dandelions, tree bark, and grass. I'm not cutting out the middleman or the middle cow.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I just saw a meme on Facebook that says Walmart just stopped selling tires to prevent drunk driving deaths. Also, forks and spoons to prevent heart disease and diabetes. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Google giggles, but she don't fall down. So Friday night at 21:30, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, it's Frag Out, Drag Out. You guys had one last night. How did that go?
Went good, minus putting in that commercial break.
And I don't know what's going on with the server of Live 365. For some reason, the Triple D sweeper, where it goes DV radio, wanted to go for like 5 minutes. Apparently, I wasn't on because I had a really hard day with my stomach yesterday. Oink told me about it, and I'm like, that's odd.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It just like would start, and then it would go through, and then right where it ended, it would repeat, and then start again, and do it all over. And right when it's going to end, it do it again. So we're like,
well then I've got a introduction sweeper that goes from Profile America to Barrett's Talk. It says this is Profile America. Barrett's Talk is coming up next, or something like that. And Frosty told me that started playing, and it played like 4 times, and I'm like, what the fuck is going? Do I have Ghost in the server? Like. So hopefully,
it wasn't consistent like after each other. It was instead of your regular station identification, it just kept popping up. It's like, okay, we're getting Barracks Talk again.
Well, I did go in and recategorize a few things. Hopefully, that fixes it. I had them set to station IDs, but I had them tagged as introductions. So maybe me tagging or categorizing them as talks instead of station IDs will fix it. I was going to put it in uncategorized, but apparently it still wanted to play them. So I was like, okay, I can't win.
Still learning the new system.
Well,
got a mind of its own.
It's not just that. They're always updating it because they're always adding new features because Live 365 is still fairly new as far as the coding and what kind of features is on it. And every time they update it, they can't push out to everybody that they're updating it because it'll crash their servers. They've actually tried that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a coding issue or if the email pushes are on the same server as the music and radios or what. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, whenever they have an update, they just put it on their forum now. So I don't get over to the forum hardly at all, like I probably should. but every time they push out an update, something freaky happens with our server. It never fucking fails. And
Only ours or someone else's too?
apparently it's only ours because there for a while, no joke, there for a while, we had it where Media Litter Sandwich would play, then it would repeat right after. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? So they told that they're really good, they're really nice, they answer usually within 24 hours, sometimes quicker. But they were like, if it says it's 59 minutes and 10 seconds, put it on 59 minutes. And I was like, okay, we'll try that. That fixed that problem. And now we're having this fucking station identification problem. Like, it has no fucking clue what the fuck an station ID and a introduction is. So hopefully I fixed that. I changed the disclaimer because apparently the disclaimer had played a few times during station IDs. I don't know why.
Jesus Christ.
I changed that. Right, I changed that to a talk/sermon is what it's also called. All of our shows, all the shows that we, all of our shows that we play on here, I categorize as talks, and I got to reading it one day because usually I just see talk and I go on, or station ID or promo or uncategorized. So I think it was yesterday or day before I read the parentheses, and one of the taglines in it is sermon, and I was like, nice to know. We now have sermons. I was like, the next time Marquis has a fucking dirty 30, he is going to be a sermon. Right? A half-hour sermon from Marquis Davis here on DVRadio.net.
Put them under there. At least you'll be able to categorize them easily.
Right.
Oh, that's where they're at.
Oh, me. So, yeah, it's still somewhat learning the system, but at the same time, we did have to learn it in less than 24 hours, or I did. So,
and test it, and
that
Right,
was
make it all
that
work.
that fucking night and the next fucking day. I think that was probably one of the worst I've had in a long time, because that was a lot of stress, man. That put a stress toll on my body so fucking much. Because I think I finally went to sleep at 5 or 6 that Saturday morning and woke up at like 8 or 9, something like
I
that.
know, it was late and early.
Yeah, because I'd been talking to Oink, and I was like, finally, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a nap, dude. Fuck this shit. I am not sitting here watching my music upload for the next 14 hours. There's no fucking way.
No.
People are like, how long does it take you to upload music? Well,
That depends.
the past few shows we've had to get fucking Oink to fucking upload shit for me because apparently my company hates me.
Tell them you're gonna stop paying the fucking bill if they don't fix this shit.
They'll say, "Oh, we're sorry that you feel that way."
hate
They
to
will.
see you go.
Yeah,
Later.
they've actually said that because I've threatened to leave them before. That, oh, we're sorry to hear you say that. We do hope you find someone else. And it's like, you motherfuckers, you have this fucking area monopolized to the point you know that nobody, no matter what amount of money they pay, is going to come here.
Man.
Like, holy shit.
Assholes.
Fuckers called my bluff, you assholes.
Right?
Like, if I lived on top of a fucking mountain peak, maybe I would get Usenet. But I live in the middle of a fucking bowl of mountains. You can ask Oink and Google. And our satellite, on a clear, sunny day, sky blue, our satellite will have the fucking freak out message, can't find a signal. Yet there's no clouds in the sky. Like, okay, makes sense to me. You know the HD antennas you can get for local channels?
Yep.
I found out that we can only get 2 channels here. Because me and my mom were talking about, getting rid of a certain TV that is very direct, because it's very fucking expensive now. And I was like, well, let's just get Sling TV and, use the local channels use the antenna for the local channels, and I got to looking, and it's none of the channels we watch the news or anything with. And I was like, yeah, probably not the smartest of ideas right now.
We'll pass.
I was like, and then it's the whole internet problem, because the internet would be going 24/7 then, you know. Of course, I have a separate internet connection where I'm at in this part of the house now, but still, you can ask Oink. It's dial-up is way faster.
I got like 15 times the faster speed in Alaska. We're in Alaska, for crying out loud. Come on now.
While we're talking, I'll run a speed test, but I think one of the speed tests that I sent, well, you seen it on my post, Oink. It wasn't even a full megabyte. I don't even think it passed a half a megabyte. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck?
0.2 something or something crazy. It was ridiculous.
So slow it couldn't run the test.
I've had that happen. I have actually had that happen. I've had that happen. I have.
Oh,
I've had it where it say, we cannot connect at this time. Please check your internet connection. I'm like, kind of hard to. The modem's over there. Can't reach it. Like, oh, Zoom just told me my internet connection is unstable because I ran a speed test. 0.97 upload.
Oh shit.
Just have good transformers on this end.
Yeah. Well, I have 0.9 ping, or no, a 9 ping and 6.54 download. That's how fucking horrible our internet is here in the great state of North Carolina mountains. Like, holy shit. Like, I don't know what to do no more. I could probably walk faster than that fucking internet connection. And I can't walk.
I was gonna say, and you can't walk, so that's pretty sad.
Like, holy shit, man.
You can roll faster.
Oh, I know I can roll faster. Been there, done that. Excuse me. Right? I actually had to do that one time. That killed my back, dude. Holy shit.
Oh,
you wouldn't think it would, but that hurts, man. That hurts when you got broke back.
That's crazy.
Oh, me. I think my mom's getting ready to lay down. She's like pitter-pattering around my room looking for stuff. She looks like
She's
a lost
in
dog.
your room?
She's trying to steal your pillow.
Yeah, no, she has one. She has one. She has one. Oh, she said she'll be right back. She whispered to me, I'll be right back.
Sometimes when parents say that, I wonder if it's a promise or a threat. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, shit. What is Six waiting on?
That's what I'm wondering. Going on 25
What are you
minutes.
waiting on? Yeah,
he said
he's
he was
like,
going to get some food.
well, okay. Is he
So
waiting
he's
on
waiting
food?
on his food.
Well, he needs to make that going on 25 minutes still waiting. That could be a shit ton of things. Maybe he's waiting to wipe his ass.
He's assuming that you remembered that he was waiting, that he was going to get food.
Yeah, well,
I had to scroll up to remember that he said he was going to get food.
where do you go to get food? Well, I knew he had said that. We both said the same thing. And he does the fucking fist pump. Fucking slow ass fast food.
That's where he went. He went to the place called Slow Ass Fast Food. That's got to be it. Marlins.
It's called Marlins. Like
I
the
thought
fish.
Marlins were fishes. There's a fish in North Dakota.
I like the fishes because they're so delicious. Gotta go fishing.
That's great.
I
know. During the break, I went to go look for a snack, and then I was like, "Ooh, I want cookies." All I got are fishes. I'm like, "Oh man."
Oh, he sent a picture.
Yay! He knows how to do that. It looks really busy.
Yeah, right? Watch this. Dude, they're so fucking packed.
Oh man, there's nobody in the store. Who's working?
I see one employee behind the fucking the Marlins sign back there. You see his little shiny head?
Oh man.
His head is gleaming.
If I know Six, he's pissed right now.
He's probably sitting there walking back and forth pacing. Oh, come on.
Well, if he's hungry,
yeah, I know.
and you know, he's probably, and he sees there's nobody else waiting on food or anything, he's pissed.
I know. That's why I try to get him to laugh when I know he's getting pissed for food.
I mean, shit.
You guys want to see someone hangry? Talk to DV6 when he's not had food.
Oh my god. I don't wish that on anybody.
He's worse than an infant. Like, he's probably listening to us right now.
Oh my god, we're in so much trouble.
Oh boy. I better hide when he comes back this way. Oh no.
Oh shit. I hate when it says they're typing, then it goes away, then it comes back. Like,
I know, it makes you wonder what they're typing.
Or do you really hate the ones that type for like 10 minutes and then nothing ever?
I hate both.
Oh my god.
I hate everybody equally.
You're not supposed to hate. Alright, we need to take a break. We'll come back. On the other side of the break, we'll have junk. What's in the news? You're tuned into Bears Talk right here on dvradio.net. WDVR.
What's DV Radio?
DV Radio is for you, the veteran, active duty service member, caregiver, and civilian supporter of the military. DVRadio.net is the online veteran network made for and by veterans. From original shows to syndication, you can find it here on DVRadio.net. In an effort to continue our mission and make better quality shows for each and every one of you, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/DVRadio. Whether you can only pledge $1 per month or that entire $1 million inheritance your uncle left you, there's a tier with rewards waiting for you. So why not keep DV Radio running and get rewarded at the same time? Head to patreon.com/DV Radio now. That's patreon.com/DV Radio.
DV Radio. We're back on the air. DV Radio. You big dummy.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news.
I feel like we haven't done this in forever because I keep not being here.
I gotta say, that's just because you've not been here in forever.
I know. All right, so we'll get to it. Because of the latest shooting, Walmart has decided to stop selling handguns. This particular article is talking about just Alaska, though. So I'm sorry, Oink. No more handguns in your stores. They also end sales of short barrel rifle and handgun ammo nationwide.
But they're still gonna, they're still gonna cater to the hunter, of course, because they don't want to.
Well, of course, my first thought process when I go buy ammo for my handguns is, hey, let's go to Walmart.
Well, honey, I need some milk, some bread, and some 9mm.
I know, right? Walmart is set to end sales of handguns in Alaska and will discontinue the sale of short barrel rifle and handgun ammunition in stores nationwide. The super chain's president and CEO announced last Tuesday afternoon. They will gear its focus toward long barrel deer rifles and shotguns, supplying much of the ammunition they require and providing hunting and sporting accessories and apparel.
So you mean to tell me I can still go buy my 30-06 ammo there?
Yes.
If that's shotgun shells, then yes.
What?
Doug McMillan stated, "We have a long heritage as a company of serving responsible hunters and sportsmen and women, and we're going to continue doing so." Well, the NRA hit back saying, "The strongest defense of freedom has always been our free market economy. It is shameful to see Walmart succumb to the pressure of the anti-gun elites. Lines at Walmart will soon be replaced by lines at other retailers who are more supportive of America's fundamental freedoms. The truth is, Walmart's actions today will not make us any safer. Rather than place the blame on the criminal, Walmart has chosen to victimize law-abiding Americans." I already know of like 4 people that are like, "Yep, I'll be shopping somewhere else now."
Well, I mean, unless Walmart is going to sell 30-06 200 rounds for $135, I don't think anybody's buying their 30-06 rounds at fucking Walmart.
Well, it doesn't matter because
that's
Joe
67
Biden,
cents a piece.
you know what? In the end, it really doesn't matter anymore because Joe Biden has already decided that we don't need magazines that hold more than 1 round. So we're going to stop selling those when he becomes president.
No, he didn't say 1 round. He said 1 bullet. Rounds and bullets are 2 totally different things.
Whatever. We don't need a magazine with more than 1. So there you go. That's according to him.
Triggered.
I know, right?
Well, I love the whole gun buyback thing. Yeah, I want my tax dollars going to buying someone else's guns to take away their right to have a fucking gun. Yeah, it makes total fucking sense.
And here's kind of what's funny about that whole thing is, 1, the government never owned the guns, so they're not buying them back. They are buying them. And also, every candidate that wants this gun buyback program is unable to answer the question, what if a citizen says, "I'm not selling my gun, I'm keeping it"?
I know.
Because it'll be a mandatory thing, but if the citizen, like, what are you going to do if I'm not going to sell my gun to you?
Yeah.
Well, everyone will. No, they won't.
You want to try? Go for it, bitch. Right. I'd love to see you try, motherfucker. There's a reason. There's a reason no president in the history of the United States has ever tried to take away any fucking firearm ever from the citizen.
But that's been the response: is it's a mandatory gun buyback program. Okay, well, what if someone doesn't want to sell you the gun? Well, everyone will sell us the guns.
Even the ones I lost in my boating accident?
Like, what are you gonna do with a citizen who refuses to sell you their gun? He's gonna sell us the gun.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh my god, these people are retarded. They're ridiculous. All right, moving right along. Michigan bans flavored e-cigarettes, becoming the first state to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Well, in a move to discourage teens and other young people from vaping, Michigan will become the first state to ban flavored e-cigarettes. Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer told the Washington Post the state on Wednesday will become the first to ban the flavored devices. The ban goes into effect immediately and applies to both retail and online sales, though businesses have to have 30 days to comply. Mint, menthol, sweet, and fruity flavors will be affected, but tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes will not.
What? What?
I'm sorry.
I gotta read this because that made no sense to me at all.
It says mint, menthol, sweet, and fruity flavors will be affected, but tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes will not. The ban will last.
Wait! What? How can you ban an e-cigarette and then say, "Oh, only tobacco e-cigarettes are okay, but the fruity flavors aren't"? You can't ban something, continue selling it, and say it's a ban on it. You're not banning the e-cigarette. You're banning the flavors. You fucking morons. That's what you're doing.
It gets better. It gets better. The ban will last 6 months, but can be renewed for another 6 months as state officials develop more permanent regulations banning flavored e-cigarettes.
Oh my god.
She said, "My number one priority is keeping our kids safe and protecting the health of the people of Michigan."
This is the problem with human beings as a whole in America, China, Korea, Brazil, Canada, fucking France. I don't give a fuck what fucking country you're in. They think adding a law is going to fucking solve problems. Adding laws cause problems. You fucking moronic, eccentric, fucking douchebag, dim-witted motherfucking assholes. Stop making laws.
Well, the ban will also restrict the use of misleading words such as safe and healthy on vaping advertisements. The move comes after San Francisco in June took a step to curb teen vaping addiction by banning the sales of the devices.
What's the name of the lady?
Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Miss Whitmer, you are...
Get a cock.
Fucking hell. Oh my god. Laws and regulations. Let's throw a few more laws out there. We'll make our people safe. I'm Tricky Dick, signing off.
I know. It's crazy. Although I do keep seeing stories about vaping deaths.
Yeah, I don't believe that shit either. It's just like
That's
cigarettes.
been like this past week. They're like, another person has died from vaping.
Well, it's like cigarettes cause cancer. There is no CDC or Cancer Research, the Cancer Research Society, ever had any research to say that cigarettes cause cancer. I'm not saying they don't, but you can't say it's been scientifically proven. No, what fucking has it, you fucking dumbasses? You gotta have a scientific fucking study from the fucking Research Society. You dim-witted, ego-statistical... I'm stopping.
Crazy.
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Isn't it great?
Oh my god.
It's
what
fantastic.
the fuck?
Just when you thought you'd seen it all, a new study shows that a third of parents prefer their pets over their kids.
Hey, wait. Frosty, what was it you said after the
study for this one?
Yes. A third of parents say their pet is their favorite child, according to new research. Using
Frosty.
a panel of two...
I gotta tell you, Google, during the pre-show before you got on, Frosty goes, "Oh, I knew the answer to that news article was a true statement before I even read it." And I was like, "What?" And then he told us it was that one. I was like, "Oh."
Using a panel of 2,000 pet owners, results found that 34% of parents prefer their furry friends to their own flesh and blood. The survey, wherein 72% were parents, revealed a fifth of parents have bought a gift for their pet more recently than a gift for their child. Is buying my dog treats considered a gift for my pet?
What?
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Is buying treats for my pet considered a gift?
Depends on the treat.
Is it steak treats? Is it bacon treats?
No.
Is it cheese cubes? Like, what are we talking here?
Is it just like a regular treat? Or is it something like a special treat?
No, just a bag of regular treats.
Are they dollar store or are they Petco? Are they organic?
Well, I mean, goodness. Anyway,
oh my god.
2/3 of respondents in this study said their pet was their best friend, while another 78% said their pet was part of the family. I agree with the part of the family. I'm sorry, my dog is not my best friend. But I love him.
I think they mean best friend in the sense of how they act towards you. Not, oh my god, my best friend, he licked his butt today. Oh my god, you're trying to play it.
I know, right? 54% even think their four-legged companion understands them better than their best friend or their significant other.
Well, if we're talking, saved my life more than once, yeah. Because, that dog sense.
68% say spending time with their pet helps cheer them up more so than spending time with family or friends.
Well, usually because you're talking politics within the family. Did you hear what Grandpa Joe said?
They're also there to help us through the hard times. 40% of respondents say their pets have helped them through stress from work. 40% also say their pet has helped them with relationship troubles. And 34% even say they have helped with health problems. I understand some of this stuff, but yeah. Oh my goodness.
That was an opinion piece, wasn't it?
A pet's love brings out the best in all of us.
I do hope that was an opinion piece and not some. It's been scientifically proven.
No.
Well, it was a study.
Oh my god.
It was a study.
Of what? 250 people?
2,000.
Oh, yeah, probably paid $5 a piece. in chips and Coke.
68% of respondents agreed that pets are people too.
Yeah, in a way. I do agree with that statement on some validity, yeah. Level, not validity. Sorry.
Do you want to hear the top 10 signs of a pet fanatic?
Probably not.
Well, number 10 is calling their pet their child or baby. Number 9 is taking a pet to a pet-friendly spa. I mean, I take my pet to the groomer. I'm not bringing him to a spa day.
Well, I do call Daisy my baby girl. Does that mean I'm a fucking pet fanatic?
Well, maybe it's if you do more than one. Number 8 is having more photos of a pet on their phone than any person. 7 is turning down plans because their pet couldn't come along. I do that. I'm like, sorry.
I was going to say, if it's a service dog.
Although I don't take him to class with me, so. 6, matching their outfit to a pet's outfit.
Oh my god.
5, allowing a pet to regularly sleep on the bed with them. Yep, that's me. 4, spending more money on a meal for a pet than a meal for themselves.
That's just retarded.
3, buying a pet clothes or fancy accessories. 2, throwing a pet birthday party. And 1, creating a social media account for a pet. I never understood that.
Well, we have thought about it with Huey. But that's because Huey gets more, reactions than DV6's mug, so.
I know. There's also been talk about starting an account for Tank.
No.
I'm like, what's he gonna say? Who's gonna run this account?
Oh. Teach him to use the mouse and the keyboard.
I know that PTSDog, his dog has an account, right?
I don't know. Does he?
But then Skeeter is kind of famous, so.
Skeeter is the BTS service dog.
Right. All right. Another study, this one is very entertaining as well, shows that unmarried women see lack of economically attractive men, and that's why they're not married.
What? Say that one more time, but more slowly so I can understand.
A new study by researchers at Cornell University found that marriage is on the decline because there is a shortage of economically attractive men on the market.
Yes, because, being financially safe is what brings you into love and lust. Fucking go fuck yourselves.
According to the study, women desired men that had an average earning potential that was about 58% higher than the actual unmarried men currently on the market. In addition, the ideal husbands were 30% more likely to be employed and 19% more likely to have a college degree than those currently available to women. The study also found ethnic groups, especially Black women, faced serious shortages of potential mates. So too, unmarried women of low socioeconomic status and high socioeconomic economic status. Oh, Jesus. So there you go.
So they're all looking for sugar daddies?
Oh, my God.
I guess I need to start looking for a sugar mama then.
I guess women just don't want to marry someone who doesn't have an income.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
I'm gonna not say anything.
All right, well, while we're going through some of the news, as we all know, Hurricane Dorian made landfall. So there's a couple of stories out there for that particular topic. This one came from Ben, whatever his thing is.
Ben, whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, no, something just
Well, it's been something. Oink only put Ben. So
no,
I'm
I
like,
did.
okay, it's coming from Ben.
I did because it's an itinerary. It's not a descriptive fucking narrative.
No. I'm not talking about in the itinerary. I'm talking about in the stupid news chat.
Yeah, I do that too. It's way easier to type
via
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah, it's way
So
easier
it
to
was
type
sent-
Ben.
It was sent in by Ben. There you go. Florida man parked smart car in kitchen so it wouldn't blow away.
What?
Mm-hmm. As Hurricane Dorian slowly moved toward Florida and gathered strength, residents began preparing for the worst. Dorian became a massive Category 5 storm, forcing people to board up their homes and evacuate before the hurricane made landfall. This is all very true. Patrick Eldridge was concerned that a smart car would blow away due to strong wind gusts, so he decided to bring it inside and park it in his kitchen. His wife, Jessica, shared photos of the tiny car sitting comfortably in the kitchen. And there's two dogs in front of the car, and they're like, what?
All I can think of right now is the post I made a couple years ago on my personal Facebook page where it said, I stepped on a Lego today. Turns out it was a smart car.
It's just crazy. My husband, she put it with the photos. My husband was afraid his car might blow away, and my car is in the garage. The smart car fit with plenty of room to spare, and the couple still had enough space to use their kitchen during the storm. It was one of those little fucking tiny ass cars. It probably weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah,
so I guess maybe they made the right choice.
Mr. Bean's car weighed more than that and had more room in it. And,
oh my God.
And it gave pollution, bitches. Go suck it. Even Urkel's fucking one-seater fucking had more room than a smart car. And it opened from the fucking front.
Because it's such a little car, how far can he actually drive it? Fucking 2 feet?
I don't know how far those things can actually go. I've never fucking done any research.
But anyway, he was like, oh, sorry, hurricane's coming, car's coming in the house.
When you started the story out, all I heard was... And just so everybody knows, Hurricane Dorian did nothing to North Carolina whatsoever.
It's headed to Canada. It passed through here like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, everybody was like, oh my God, we need to batten down the hatches and screen the doors. We need to make sure we got gas, eggs, milk, and bread. It's like, okay.
I know, right?
You go.
Make sure you grab the dead flashlight.
Yeah. Tell me how long you can live off of that milk, eggs, and bread there.
Oh, man. I won't. I'll never understand that. Okay, moving right along. Alligator spotted out in hurricane. The alligator and Dorian were moving at the same speed. Very slow. A local news producer spotted an alligator on the side of the highway in South Carolina early Thursday morning while out covering Hurricane Dorian as the eye of the now Cat 3 storm inches its way toward the coast of the Carolinas. This, by the way, like I said, this was like 2 days ago.
You've all heard of Sharknado? This was Hurrigator.
The news producer Kimberly Page posted a photo of the alligator to her Instagram account or Twitter, whatever. And she said, alligator taking a stroll down US 278 on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Gator and Dorian moving at same speed. Like, this is great. Oh my god, man.
Missed opportunity right there. Hurrigator would have fucking made headlines.
Right?
Everybody would have been like, what? There's a hurricane with tons of alligators coming to eat us? Oh my god.
Man. It's so funny.
Quick, copyright that before somebody else turns it into a movie.
Right? Knowing my luck, that fucking production company already has. That production company takes Hollywood movies and makes big time spoofs of them in like a month. I'm not joking. They just done the Aladdin one, and it is fucking retarded. But it's way better than Disney's. So
that's too funny. All right, last article of the night. Man catches flying phone while riding roller coaster.
what?
A man from New Zealand lent quite the helping hand to a fellow visitor at an amusement park, catching a stranger's cell phone in the air while soaring on a roller coaster flying up to 83 miles per hour. There is video footage of this. It is not a fake.
I don't know if I believe that or not.
There is video footage of this.
Yeah, I've
It
also
is not
seen video footage of Obama saying shit that he didn't. So
Oh man.
I've also seen Keanu Reeves take down a gas station robber, and it wasn't Keanu Reeves. So
Why would you drop your cell phone while you're on a ride?
probably because retards like to get out their cell phones and videotape every goddamn thing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just
Excuse me.
crazy.
Excuse me. We don't videotape anymore. We record. Tape
Well-
is so 90s.
The the guy, Samuel Kempf, he's the one that caught the phone. He said, the guy 2 rows ahead of me as the ride started doing its ascent before it drops, he had his phone out and he dropped it and it just landed at the bottom of his cart. He was trying to reach down and grab it, but because he was locked in, he couldn't reach it. And I just jokingly said to my brother and the people we were with, get ready to catch. Kemp said he then reflexively caught the device when it flew by his arm's reach. He said, after the first drop, we rose up and I just saw the phone drift across my view. So I reached out and managed to catch it. I'm like, holy shit. He managed to hang on to the phone for the duration of the ride and successfully returned it to the owner after the group eventually exited the attraction. He couldn't believe it. He gave me a big hug. I would have fucking been like, don't hug me, bitch.
Right?
So, oh man. So there you have it. So that guy is, I guess, the local hero. I don't know. At least he saved the guy some money. He doesn't have to buy a new phone.
I saved 15% on my phone insurance by switching to New Zealand roller coasters.
Oh my god. That's great. I did have one other story, but I'm not gonna go over it. It's more of this one really is just an opinion piece, but I'll put the link in radio chat. That way, if you guys want to read it, you're more than welcome to. If not,
Yeah, go click on it, you guys that are listening or in chat. Right. Anyway, so that was all of our junk that's in the news for this week.
That is all I've got.
All right, for those that shop on Amazon, I know some of you are preparing for Christmas and holidays that are coming up. I know I brought it up, it's September, but most people are actually getting ready right now. If you want to give back
I hate you.
If you want to give back to the DV Farm while shopping online, but you don't have the extra money to give to the DV Farm, head to smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice. When you check out, a portion of your shopping cart's end price goes to DV Farm at no extra cost or hidden fees to you. You buy stuff, it goes directly to the charity of your choosing. If you want to get even bigger deals while you're on Amazon, hit Prime and buy that month or year, and you get TV and all that, plus free shipping and priority shipping and stuff like that. But that smile.amazon.com, make DV Farm your charity of choice and help give back to the DV Farm. If you want more information on what the DV Farm is, head to dvfarm.org or facebook.com/dvfarmorg.org. Is it .org or org, Google? On Facebook.
.org, I guess.
Oh my God, I gotta go. Yep. Facebook.com/.org. I don't know who made that, but okay. Twitter at DV_DV radio. I haven't been able to answer any messages the past couple weeks. I am sorry. Apparently, Betsy Ross even sent me one. I'm sorry, Betsy, if you're listening. I promise I'll get to you this coming week. We're going to have her on as soon as possible. Who else are we going to have on? Objective Zero, either next week or the week after, because of what this month is, and we don't want to bring that up yet. We'll wait until they're on, and we have some more moderators. What other guest? Sailor Jerry. One that I don't want to mention because he's very big YouTuber. Who else? Oink, Frosty.
Those are the biggest ones I think that I can remember right off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think those are the only ones you've mentioned recently.
Okay, head over to the DV forum at dvbarracks.com where you can get away from social media and anybody that you don't want seeing you post stuff. You can be whomever you want to be. You can change your name to any call sign you want. You can change your picture to any picture you want. And you are free to peruse in anonymity, as Mr. Recoil always says. Again, that's the DV forum at dvbarracks.com. I'm sure mydvstore.com has some stuff over there for you. Don't forget Podbean, Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and a bunch of other fucking places that I still don't know where the fuck our stuff is. But thank you guys for putting this out there. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on our podcast. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to know, or what you want to have in the shows. I have nothing else. Oink.
Hey, just stay safe and keep looking after one another, fuckers. It's definitely getting to be that time of year again where Bo mentioned Christmas, so let's keep looking after one another.
Yes, Google.
Bo, I hate you because when you mentioned Christmas, I saw a picture of Christmas trees. I was like, motherfucker.
So that camera he has hidden in their works.
Oh God. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, no, it's too early for Christmas. I'm banning it. I banned Christmas from all the stores.
You're welcome, Google.
Let's get a petition going. We'll get a petition going.
Frosty, what about you since we're talking about Christmas?
Yeah, the heck with it. It's overrated. No, keep looking out. Like he's only said, keep looking out for each other and watch out for those slow-moving gators and flying cell phones.
Oh my God. For DV6, Marquis Davis, and Recoil, all three of whom who could not be here, Google, Oink, Frosty, you just heard Barracks talk. I'm Boner Wood. Look out for hurrigators coming up the East Coast and anywhere else in the United States. Until next week, buttsicles. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks. Goodbye, motherfucker!
DV Radio.
All right, I'm going to get up here. I got to piss really bad. I have not pissed this entire time. I drank a whole Orange Crush, and it ran right through me.
Yay!
So
So exciting.
I'll holler at
I need
all
to go
y'all
call
later.
Mike, I guess.
All right, love you guys. Have a good night.
All right, we'll check your Twitter.
Bye-bye.